More than 1 million Palestinians in Gaza are facing imminent famine. That's according to a new report from the United Nations. The World Court now ordering Israel to immediately allow food and water into Gaza. The country has been accused of blocking life-saving aid from going into the Strip. Joining us now is pediatrician and co-founder of the medical nonprofit Medglobal, Dr. Kahler. So, Dr. Kahler, thank you so much for being with us this morning and sharing some of your experience.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So you recently returned from your second trip to Gaza. Can you share a bit about what you witnessed?
Sure. This is our second trip since the beginning of the war. We've had a team on the ground since 2019. I've been there a couple of times. So the first thing you'll notice is the massive congestion, and that's changed even since January. So there are now about 56,000 people per square mile, which is 7 times what it was before this crisis. So the first thing that you comes upon is the congestion. Second thing you come on is the second thing that's quite obvious is the numbers of people that are waiting for things. That's the refugees. That's the refugees' dilemma. They wait, they get something, they walk, they wait again. So those were the two things. Those are the two things that will stand out to anybody. To a pediatrician, of course, the nutritional status was of significance to my being there. We opened up a nutrition stabilization center in conjunction with our colleagues from UNICEF and the World Health Organization.
You just sort of mentioned this, but as a doctor, as a pediatrician, what are the short-term and the long-term impacts of starvation?
Well, the short-term effect is pain and suffering. Anybody who's been hungry even a little bit understands how it feels, and the more the food is deprived, the worse the feeling. So the first effect is not visible, it's felt. The effects that are visible, though, become weight loss, immunological difficulties, difficulties concentrating, and for the youngest whose brain hasn't matured yet, the problems associated with nutrition affect brain development and later cognitive development.
So these are really long-term effects that a lot of these kids could have.
Well, these are significant effects because what I haven't mentioned, which is even probably of more importance towards the longer-term biological effects, are the effects on pregnant women and their fetus. Those are rarely addressed, and we're talking here nutrition, not just calories, because most of these discussions are around increasing calories, but a lot of those calories that come in the form of wheat, you're still malnourished because you don't get the nutrients and the micronutrients and vitamins that you need, and that's extremely important for a pregnant woman to pass along to her fetus.
Medglobal has provided healthcare services in Gaza since 2018. You played a major role in activating what you just described as the Nutrition Stabilization Center in Rafah. And there are plans to open a second one in northern Gaza. So tell me a little bit more about these centers and how they help.
So what happens is that we have a set of screening facilities in the community, and we have about 8 shelters that we cover. And in those 8 shelters, we're talking about 30,000 people in 8 shelters. Children are screened there. And when we talk about screening, you're really looking at children from 5 months to 5 years. So not little babies, not pregnant women. These are objective measures. Those kids who quote unquote fail this to a certain degree just are able to get extra nutrition at the center. Those who have to come at the shelter, those who have to come to the center are kids who are a little bit further along and need either inpatient care with IV fluids and things like that, or very special care and ongoing follow-up. And kids, and given the difficulties in travel, oftentimes kids will have to stay at the center simply because you can't travel back and forth. There's no bus system to bring you back for quick follow-up.
Dr.
And
Kahler,
we do plan to set. By the way, I was lucky enough to go north in the Kahler One Hospital, which is in the north, and we are planning to set up a similar center there where things are powers of 10 worse than they are in the south.
Dr. Kahler, I think for anyone who has seen any of these images coming out of Gaza, it it's so hard to see even from afar, but I imagine it has an even more profound impact when you are there witnessing and being a part of it firsthand. How are you doing? And what is that like, I guess, personally to witness what the UN is calling imminent famine?
Well, truthfully, I'm not doing too good with this stuff. I've been in some very bad places, including Haiti at the earthquake. I've been in Yemen, been in Aleppo, Syria. And so I thought I was prepared for this. But it turned out I was nowhere near prepared for this. The level of suffering, the level of inhumanity is something that's a scale larger than I anticipated. And I will be going back at the end of this month because it's an imperative to go back. Hopefully we'll be opening the program in the north, but we're also setting up a community mental health support program because 100% of people are affected to one level or the other. And however we can help, we will. These are what's amazing, would be amazing to anybody who sees this, is that civil order continues to hold. And that needs to be supported. That resiliency is something that is just awe-inspiring. So it has moved me to that level that I will pass off my responsibilities in the organization and take this on as much as I possibly can. I'm an old man, so I won't see the end of it, I'm sure, but I will struggle to do what I can do for as long as I can do it.
Dr. John Kahler, thank you so much for sharing your experience. Thanks for the work that you do, and please take care of yourself, too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having us on board. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.